Good evening and welcome to Florida Live, bringing you training, incentives, motivation, and Florida recognition. Your hosts for tonight's event are Daniel and Rebecca Gonzalez, State Vice Presidents of Florida, as well as your co-hosts, Regional Director from South Florida, Mr. Jeffrey Lewis, and Regional Director from North Florida, Mr. David Hauser. Without any further ado, here is Daniel Gonzalez with your state news and announcements.
We know that our time is now.
It is time to ask yourself
if you are living the life that you want to live.
Are you making the decisions that will determine your destiny?
Are you willing to put in the work?
Because your time is now.
For all our lives, we've been asked to wait.
For equality, for freedom.
But there are more of us now.
We are stronger and we will wait no longer.
Our time is now.
Our time is now.
Our time is now.
As the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, now is the time to make real the promises of democracy.
The time is now to open the doors of opportunity
and to reach the paths of justice and security.
The time is now because it is time for change.
Because it is time for change.
It is time for change.
Alrighty, Florida, how's everyone doing this week? So proud of all the work everyone's done thus far. We got some incredible things that are happening today in Legal Shield, and I hope that you caught the leadership show and actually watched that video Mr. Don Thompson put out about some incredible incentives, some updates that they did for the gold, go for the gold incentives. So just appreciate everything that Florida does. Let's kick this off with some announcements and some state news. Unfortunately, guys, we were kicking some butt all the way up to the last hour, folks, but California came through. The final numbers are in, and California took the #1 space this month by 2 recruits, guys. I was like, oh my gosh, just 2 recruits, but heck, you all did a phenomenal job. I am incredibly proud of all of the hard work that you guys put in to get us to that spot, guys. You guys are doing a phenomenal job, and Legal Shield is just on fire today. So, and Florida is no different, right? We bring the heat to the game. So, guys, we're going to kick this off with a little bit of recognition. But before so, I want to make sure that everyone remembers our brand new onboarding system here, right? You guys remember, first step, fast start. Don't get it out of order, guys. It works. It's an amazing system. And if you haven't yet checked out the first step, I challenge you to do so tonight. As soon as this show's over today, log in, go to my.lsengage.com/first step and go through the videos, go through the whole thing, guys. It is amazing. It'll take you about 45 minutes to an hour, and then at the end, you'll notice that there's a link to get signed up for Fast Start. But look, if you really want to launch your business, you need to leverage this first step Fast Start system. Dive into it and push your teams to do the same. So without any further ado, folks, we're going to slide into some recognition, and I'm going to invite into this show tonight our powerhouse from the North, Regional Director for Northeast Florida now, Mr. David Hauser. Over to you, sir.
Hey, thank you very much, Mr. Gonzalez, and congratulations on the great job that you continue to do as our network vice president. So let's talk about some recognition. We know that babies cry for it and grown men die for it. So we've got some amazing, look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 individuals, right? Tied for recruiting last week. We got Claudia. Ooh, I can't even pronounce that. Villarreal. I hope I got that right. Forgive me, Claudia, if I messed it up. Mahogany Talley, Susan and Kevin Burtis, Daniel and Rebecca Gonzalez. All right. Willing to Work LLC and Bobette Dickens, all tied for first place with 2 recruits. What an amazing job you guys did. Let's continue that momentum into the month of June so we can take back that #1 spot in the nation, right? So we missed by 2, but we were knocking on the door. We were leading all month long, but fell asleep at the wheel on the last couple of days. Let me bring up my co-host, my partner in justice, not crime, but my partner in justice, the co-host of this amazing show, Mr. Jeffrey Lewis, Regional Director of South Florida. He's going to bring us into the interview session of this Monday Live. Mr. Lewis, the call is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Hauser. I like that, partner in justice. So we're going to keep that tag team name. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'd like to bring to the front of the stage some individuals that have a special spot in the Legal Shield heart. Look, these are our senior network vice presidents. They're platinum executive directors, 200K ring earners. Look, these guys have crisscrossed the country and seen every single market, every single story. And look, they are the heartbeat of why Florida started to become what it is today. And so I'd like to bring to the front of the room, without further ado, Tommy and Ingrid Sardine. Hello, my people. How you doing?
How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. My good friend, also known as TS, and Ingrid Sardine, also known as the person gives me good smiles and hugs when I'm feeling bad. In Legal Shield, make me feel good. And so I'm just excited to be interviewing today. I could never imagine this scenario. So it's happening. And so the first question, because I don't want to waste any time. Because, you know, you guys have been, you know, I believe you started as network vice presidents here in the state of Florida. Then you had half the country, then the whole country, then the senior network vice president. I mean, so you guys have seen it all. But I think the best part was that you guys were full-time parents, right? You were an administrator, right? Ingrid and Tommy was a police officer. And then you did this full-time. And then after that, you were doing this on the side and got the ring on the side. That soul's a special heart because I'm an engineer and I'm doing it on the side too. So why don't you tell us the story about how you guys got started in Legal Shield and how this became, a mission for you?
Well, how we got started by using the service. Actually, a friend of mine was after me for 3 years to get, back then with prepaid legal, to get the service. I kept telling, I don't need no attorney. And then 3 years later, I needed 2 attorneys because we're doing an adoption. So I need an adoption attorney and an immigration attorney. So that's how I got started, by utilizing the services. And then he showed me the opportunity. And when I saw the money, I was like, this makes sense. If I could make an extra $1,500 a month doing this part-time, then I don't have to do those details. I was working a lot of overtime, teaching at the college, dignitary protection details, the Dolphin games, the Marlins games, all the parades, everything to make extra. So that's why I got started, just to make a little extra. I wasn't looking to quit my job, anything like that. And Ingrid, just share a little bit.
Yeah, well, you know, I was in the healthcare field, as you know, and we had young kids. Quite honestly, we were not looking for a career change. We were really looking just to make a little additional income. And you know, we're in using the service, you know, we just knew it made sense. And if it made sense to us, we knew it would make sense to other people. And just to be transparent, we were in the industry 7 years, for 7 years prior, for 7 years. And so we were very familiar with what it would take. And we just were not willing. We were not willing to do it all over again. So we hesitated, but when we realized that there were two, we could build it or we could direct sell. We know what we would be willing to do. We know, we wanted to do it just to make an extra $1,000, $1,500. So we just got in. We knew how to do it. So we got to that director position as quickly as possible. And once we got there,
we stayed there for a while. We were director for a long time.
But you know what? We knew we could depend on us. We knew we could depend on us. And we did what we needed to do to earn what we wanted to earn, and that's what we did for a few years. But you know what? I can share this. Performance Club was the key, but we were plugged in, although we weren't building.
Okay.
And we went to convention. Performance Club was the first month that Performance Club was introduced, okay. And we were sold, and we just did the minimum activity. A Performance Club gave us the income that we were looking for, and we stayed there. We started going on all expense paid trips. Like on our second year now, we were like, man, this is the life. This is with our umbrella, a little drink, right? And we're like, we need to start talking to other people. And that's when we made the decision to start building.
Okay, so wait, because I never hear this part of the story, right? So, you said you were a director a long time, and then after that, you were like, "I'm not interested." You guys weren't really even interested in doing it, and it was kind of like, "Oh, I guess I'll do it. I guess I'll go get an extra $100,000 a year." So, okay, let me ask you this. So there must have been some kind of objection that you were dealing with that made you not want to do it, right? Because you were in the industry, so to not be in it must have tarnished. So what was the objection that you were dealing with that didn't make you want to do it, and how did you overcome it? Or, I guess you see what I'm trying to get at here.
Yeah, but how we overcame it is that using the services. Because I got to share with you, we were in another business, and in that same hotel, they had a prepaid legal meeting and they had our meeting. And I'm like, I would never do that. Why would you pay for an attorney? I'm over here selling a product, but I know people need this, but they don't need an attorney. So our mindset wasn't there. So that was the biggest objection that we had for ourselves. And then we started getting that objection when we started building the business, and we was able to overcome it because we went through it. And to see that, as I said, the service was what the key. When I used it and it worked, and then they showed me the money, compared to anything else that was out there, this was awesome. I mean, when I looked at getting paid within a few days, I had to wait a month to get paid in the other business. And I signed somebody up, I was making $6. Here, our goal was to get back then, you got paid $150 when you got to that director position and sold a membership. So when I said, if I just sold 10, that's my $1,500. I didn't have to depend on no one. I was just me. I knew what we were going to do. Right. And that was our focus.
I don't know if you got it, but we were doing an adoption and immigration. We got in for the 25% discount.
That's it.
That's why we got the service.
That's big. So that's really big because, some people don't realize the benefit of that. You literally got in for the discount.
Yep.
Okay. So I thought I knew you guys, but you just gave me 3 things that I didn't know, and I thought I took all the good notes. Okay, so here's my next question, because you said something else, and you said we were at director a long time, right? So what would you say to those associates that are out there that are feeling, stuck, if you will, right? They've been director for a very, very long time, or manager for a long time, or even executive for a long time, and they're trying to get the ring because, I think the beauty of the business that you guys have is it's still growing, right? It's not stagnant. I mean, you just made a $200,000 ring, right? And so the machine is still moving. What would you say to those that are stuck or feeling stuck, and how, what can they do to get things moving and revitalize themselves? What kind of words of encouragement and direction could you give?
Oh, the first thing is they got to revisit the why they got into Legal Shield. Yeah. And that was our key. I mean, we started Legal Shield because I wanted to make that $1,500. It wasn't to pay bills. It was, but it was for me to have more time with my family because I was never home. I was working 7 to 3, then a 3 to 11 shift, teaching at the gun range or teaching at the college or teaching at the driving range, whatever it was. So I was watching my kids grow up on my desk. I was never home. So that was my why. So I visited my why. We got to director. We stayed there because it was comfortable. I was making good money. I had holidays and weekends off. So I wasn't looking for my job. But when they pushed my button, I was making more money doing this part-time than I wasn't. We went silver executive directors while we were both working full-time jobs. We went silver.
What?
Working full-time jobs.
Yep.
So, okay. All right. And so how do you do that? How does one balance that? Right. I mean, you guys had a good schedule. You have more kids than me. And I thought I had a lot, right? So
it's a discipline.
I do that.
You really get more disciplined because you only have this time. Okay. So we truly believe, remember now, we understood that as long as you have a job, you can only make so much because we've been in the industry. And we also understood that, you have to, you make a living from 9 to 5 and you create a lifestyle after 5. So we literally schedule our time where once we were home, we would know exactly what times we're going to be making calls, follow-up calls, scheduling appointments. We had to work on a schedule. The kids were young, and believe it or not, we paid for babysitting.
Wow.
We prioritize once we made the decision, because we knew better was possible, and we revisited our original why, and meaning from before, why we were actually doing it, and we decided this is the vehicle, because we realized it's real. It's real. Like, people need this. And
yeah, well, we actually, at the beginning, we built our business on the weekend. We would make calls on Sunday, and we would book the following week. We would book the Saturday. We have like 3 or 4 appointments on Saturday, and after church, we have like 2 or 3 appointments on Sunday. Right. So we actually really started building it just on the weekend.
But
I'm still here. Sorry, my power went out on me. My power went out on me.
That's all right.
I apologize about that.
But you're more disciplined. You're more disciplined because we never, once we made that commitment, we never missed briefings. We always arranged to have a sitter, and we never, it was
never missed a Super Saturday.
We never missed Super Saturdays. We never missed conventions. This is what we did. It's, we were core. We knew we had to do what the successful people before us did. And we were very, if we knew, and another thing is we totally promoted, like we knew if we didn't do it, we couldn't promote it. So, we totally believed in, promoting to the team. Now, we can't force everybody to do it, but we knew it was our responsibility to let them know.
So let me ask this question here. Oops, there we go. A little bit better. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so what would you say is the most, why is it important, in your opinion, for people to get to the core position, that manager position? And is that integral still today in your growth of your business?
No, absolutely. Now, the manager, as we call it, the core position, which it is, I mean, you get your first belief check, and then you keep moving forward. When you get to that manager position, and if you look at this, the way the structure is designed, when you get to manager, you can teach it. And once you teach people how to get to manager, you become a manager factory. You'll hit executive director quickly. You'll break executive directors because they're going to be doing the same thing as you taught them to do. So that's why it's such a key position. And when you look at the numbers, it's automatic. You teach people how to become a senior associate, they become senior, they teach someone, all of a sudden they're a manager. Yeah. And now they know how to get the manager. And that's why it's core. And it's just like a domino effect. You look at our compensation plan, it's helping others to help others, and you just keep moving. You can't stop it once you help other people. That's the secret with Legal Shield.
So go ahead, Ingrid.
Free will set you free. And our core rank, you need at least 3 legs. And so, it's something that we've always, that's the first thing you want to do, is to help someone to find their 3, teach them to find their 3. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but that's where we start.
So we could hear it in your conversation, right? We had to be more disciplined. We had a lot going on. Our family matters. It's the why, all of this. What does a day in the personal development look like of Tommy and Ingrid Sardine? What is that? I mean, where do you get this from? Is it just wisdom over time, or are you guys actively building your personal development, and how, if you don't mind us asking you?
No, we do it 2 different ways. So I read and listen. Like when I'm out running or riding my bike, I'm listening to personal development. I also read the books. Ingrid likes to listen. She doesn't like to sit down and do the reading part, but I do both. She listens, and we work on each other's strengths, basically. And personal development is key. And the other thing is, people don't realize personal development is not just reading the books and listening. It's getting around the leaders. Mm-hmm. Anything. I would drive to Orlando if I knew Donnell Self or Dave Savola back in the day was going to be in Orlando. I had to be at work at 7 a.m, but I was going to go to Orlando to that briefing so that I could hang out with Dave Savola or Donnell Self or Brian Carruthers, any of the top leaders that was there in Orlando. I wanted to be there so I can talk with them, so they could see my face and they could say, I know that guy. I know that guy. And at one time, I never forget, one time Donnell Self was in Atlanta, Georgia. And Ingrid and I decided we're driving to Atlanta, Georgia. We drove to Atlanta, Georgia because he was going to be there doing the briefing and he was going to be there at the Super Saturday. And we drove there and he looked at us and says, "You guys from Florida, aren't you?" He really didn't know us that well, but he knew of us because he saw us all the time.
Wow.
So we were able to get some time with him because he saw us all the time. And that's why I tell people, you got to be at the events. You got to be at the events. And you want to go up there and introduce yourself to that person that's speaking, to that leader, because they will remember you and they will be there to help you. That's what they do. That's what we do with Legal Shield. Leaders will help you once they see you plugged in.
That's powerful. I just got one or two more questions to ask, and I mean, because I could ask you questions forever here. So the one is that, you know, what are some tips and things that you could give to others that are power couples in Legal Shield? Because you got, I mean, let's just tell the truth. You guys are a power couple in Legal Shield, right? Both of you have awesome leadership skills and you pour out into the Legal Shield community. So how do you get that to work together and work for Legal Shield? And what's some tips that you could give out for that?
Never quit on the same day. Never quit on the same day. And use each other's strengths. You know, really use each other's strengths. And I think what's even the most important, always lift each other up. Never de-edify, especially in front of the team, or, you know, you should always be that example.
Yeah.
You know, your team is always looking, and it's very important to, you know, edify each other.
Yeah.
Always.
You know, and the good part is I could just share, you know, most of our organization is made up of female, right? So, you know, Ingrid, I was a little harder. I mean, the personal development helped me a lot. You know, being an officer, you know, I was telling people what to do. You got to kind of coach them a little bit. And, you know, Ingrid is more of the mother hen. She gets them there. I mean, and I do the presentations. You know, she does the training. She does a lot of good. She does the training part. She's the numbers. She draws the circles. I do the presentation. I do the coaching. I help motivate and keep the team going. So we have our different strengths that we work with.
Okay. That's strong. That's strong. So I'm going to ask one last thing here. So in your opinion, okay, where we are with Legal Shield, like right now, like today, okay, you guys all know all the numbers as being SNVP, right? So what are some of the things that we need to concentrate on, like right now, to make sure that we're going to be achieving not only our personal goals, but our goals as a company?
Well, you know what? There is, like, right now we have go for the gold, guys. One thing we have always done is taken every promotion and drive it within the organization. Yeah. You know, if you know, corporate, you know, home office puts it out there for us to take advantage of. But if we don't promote it within our teams, you have to understand, we're core, we're plugged in, we know what's happening. Yeah. The team doesn't. And if, you know, some do, but if it's our responsibility to make sure that the team knows what's happening and keep them plugged in enough to take advantage of situations like this. Think about this. Go for the goal, rank advancement. Guys, come on. If there's anybody that's in your team right now, I don't care if they're within their fast start qualifying, if they're in 3 years and they're just needed one more recruit to get to that manager, that's a phone call. That's a phone call to make. You need to take inventory of your organization. Make that phone call. Reach out and say, listen, I know you haven't really been plugged in, but let me tell you, there's this promotion going on right now. It's called Go for the Gold. If you just rank advance, your name's going to go in a hopper every day. Every day you're going to have an opportunity to win a prize. And every week there's an additional drawing. And you get an opportunity to win $1,000, one of 5 people. Guys, just to be in the drawing. And you know what's the best part? You're not competing with everybody. You're only competing with the ones that rank advanced. That is so powerful. So awesome helping that person that's within their fast start period, because it's so worth it. You have the bonus coming, plus they're going to get in the hopper, and they may be a part of a go for gold team. But even if they're not, everybody can participate. So, you know, I would say guys, you know, Tom and I were going to be speaking this weekend at the Super Saturday. I mean, even if we weren't, I'm just saying, promote, guys, promote. You need to be the best promoters. You need to be that example for your team. And if you're not promoting your teams are not going to promote to their new person. You know, sometimes we feel like because we just got somebody started, I don't want to overwhelm them. I don't want to tell them about, going
to a Super Saturday.
I don't want to. I don't want to tell them they have to. I don't want to have to tell them about convention because I don't want to blow them out. Come on, guys. They got in because they have a why. They have a dream, and if we steal their dream by not telling them what they need to do, it's our fault.
No, but and just to share that, I know you run out of time, but just to share, Legal Shield has a plan. This is a business. They have from January, they've had a plan laid out for all of 2021. We're halfway through this year. This is the 6th month.
Yeah.
Where are we now with our business? Where we need to go? But Legal Shield has a plan for the rest of this year. So if you look at the compensation plan, every time you help somebody move up, it helps you move up. Yeah. But you have to help somebody else to move up before you move.
Yeah.
And Legal Shield right now, I mean, we can't tell you, there's stuff coming out, ladies and gentlemen. If you notice, whenever they say, make sure you go senior director, all of a sudden something happens for senior director. Make sure you go ED. All of a sudden there's a promotion for ED. Guys, make sure you stick and stay through 2021 because this is the 50-year anniversary coming up. Legal Shield is going to blow it out of the park this year. There's going to be some incredible stuff happening with Legal Shield. Your business is going to explode. So all you have to do is stick and stay, as they say, and you'll get your pay. But you know what? You have to be doing the activity. You have to be promoting. You have to be showing up at these events. And things are going to be opening up soon. So we're going to actually be able to shake your hand again or bump elbows or something like that. It's coming, right? It's coming. But you need to be building the business and take advantage of every promotion because this promotion is going to lead to something even better. And then the next one is going to lead to something even better because in 2022, when they celebrate their 50th anniversary, it's going to explode the industry and your business. But if you're not doing it, if you're waiting back, as they say, you have some people that sit back and wait for things to happen. And some people sit back and watch things happen. And that one guy says, what the heck happened? Right? We don't want to be that. We want to be making it happen. So, and happy birthday, Mr. Jeffrey. Everybody, it's Jeffrey's birthday this week, so happy birthday and thank you.
Thank you, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first from our platinum executives, senior vice presidents. 200K ring earners. They're going to be on our Super Saturday this weekend. And you heard it from them. You don't have to, just like Mr. John says out there in Panama City, you don't have to be in the room. You just got to be on the Zoom. So plug in and make sure you have your face in the place because these two individuals are going to take you to the next level. What if they could help you to get one more ring level, one more rank level this weekend? Do not miss it. Mr. Gonzalez, back over to you. It's been my pleasure.
Hey, what a phenomenal interview. Thank you so much to the Sardines, guys. Incredible servant leadership. And they always just pour into their teams, into the state, into anyone, really that wants to help. So we definitely appreciate you. And thank you, Mr. Lewis. And happy birthday, my brother.
Thank you,
Hope
sir.
you had a phenomenal birthday weekend, sir. All right. So I'm going to have to fly through everything else that we had. But again, thank you so much to the Sardines for spending the time with us. To make this a successful show today, guys. So, real quick, that goal for the gold, you heard Ingrid and Tommy both talk about it. It's a big deal right now. And I don't know if you watched that video with Don Thompson, but he said that they were going to double all the recruits starting yesterday until the 13th, right? They're going to double the recruits for this incentive, which means it's going to push you up the ranks. So if you're in one of the teams, make sure that you are working hard this week because look at the money that is on the table. All the top 10 teams, guys, have a lot of money that's coming to them. And look, we also have the sprint that's going on right now that we'll get to in just a second here. The sprint is today's the last day of the sprint. Now, the sprint's put in place to help you move even quicker, to push you through the first week of the month real hard. But check this out, guys. More money for the people that started working on the 1st. But look, you still have tonight. Yeah, it's because it's from June 1st until the 7th, guys. Don't miss out. If you're on one of the Goal for the Gold teams, do whatever you have to do for the next 5 hours to at least get one recruit, right? Because if you get that one recruit, that really counts for 2 recruits, right? If you get it today, but it'll push your team up higher, like up to $5,000. You'll get to split with your teams during this sprint, guys. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. We also got the rank advancement rally. Right now, guys, this is big. When we get to laser focus on our downlines and help them move up, Mr. Tommy Sardine, he said it. The way you win here, guys, is by focusing on your team. Helping them move up is moving you up. You don't move up unless you help somebody move up. So what's really fun about this is now when they move up, they get entered into the drawing that Miss Sardine was talking about. It's just amazing that they could win even more money. But every single day, for this whole month, they're going to do drawings where they're going to win, awesome prizes. And the earlier on in the month that you rank advanced, they're going to actually put your name in the hat every single day to the end of the month. And at the end of the month, there are going to be 5 grand prize winners. And again, Miss Sardine said it, you're only competing with the people that rank advanced. So it's a smaller pool. And again, we got that Super Saturday. Here's the information on that. It's on the 12th. Save the date. But, more importantly, don't just put the date, put a pin on your calendar and say, hey, there's a Super Saturday. I got to attend. It's one of the core commitments. Guys, make an earnest commitment to yourself that you're going to get as much of your team as possible in front. You got a little glimpse of what these 2 individuals bring to the table. Imagine an entire training to help you explode your business, guys. And if you don't have any team, let's say you're brand new starting today, or maybe you started 2 weeks ago, you still haven't done much, start right now. Laser focus on this event. Make a commitment not just to be there, but to be there with as much of your team as you possibly can. And then we have our weekly regional trainings that have been going off the chain. I'm so happy to report we had an incredible outpour of the people that have been attending. They think these are phenomenal. They're having a great time. They're getting the knowledge. They're meeting other associates that are in Florida. It's just a phenomenal thing. So get on the calendar, get the information, make sure you're attending this. And you should also be receiving emails from your region. Never ignore the communications from your leadership, guys. You never know what you're going to miss. So look, if you haven't yet, make sure that you subscribe to the Florida channel. Just click on the link below, subscribe, and also hit the little bell, because when you hit the bell, anytime we go live or we post a new training, you get an alert. So again, you never miss a thing. So thank you all, guys. Let's make it a smashing week. Let's really start your business right now. If you haven't started it yet, start right now and just build like crazy into that Super Saturday that we got coming up. Recruit. Don't get it out of order, guys. And we'll see you next week. God bless you all. We love you.